Going live on YouTube on this Saturday. What is up, guys? Most of you guys are still probably sleeping. It's like 9 in the morning. I know you college students like to sleep in and enjoy that extended Friday night and a Saturday morning. I just wanted to go live today. I wasn't really planning on going live. I guess I never really planned on going live. I just kind of have things happen and I feel it and I want to get on here. And so today I want to talk about standards. I feel like we live in a society right now that's all about acceptance. And good morning, Irvin. I feel like we live in a society that's all about acceptance and let people be who they are and accept them for who they are, and you shouldn't judge people, and to be judgmental is to be bad, right? And all this stuff. And so, I would like to say that I dislike all that rhetoric. And I don't get me wrong, I'm all for human acceptance and people's rights and everything, but at the same time, I feel like we've gone too far with it in the sense that everything should be accepted. Every action people do, right? Like, so even you look at TV. I was watching TV the other day, and some of the language they can use now on primetime television is crazy, 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 crazy. Mike Brown, get your question in a second. But they say all kind of profanities that were not allowed on TV back in the day. And I was watching Suits. I don't know if you guys watch Suits, but it's a great show. If you guys don't watch, it's kind of corny now, like in the later seasons. But in the morning or in the beginning, it was actually really, really good. And they use crazy profanity on that show all the time. And it's like, this is television. But anyway, so there's no standards. Like, the line has slipped for what is acceptable standards. And I feel like it's kind of pervaded into academics and student life. Maybe that's how it's always been, but maybe I'm old and wise now, so I'm recognizing it. But I feel like there are no standards for students. Students don't set high standards and high bars for themselves. And it's really detrimental to their academics. And the reason I'm talking about this today is because I had a student sign up for a coaching session a couple days ago. And when you sign up for a coaching session with me, I make you fill out this super long form with all these answers. And it was funny because yes, you guys can ask questions, but let me talk first. But ask questions now because I'll look at them in a second. But let me finish this point. So he sends me this email, or he signs up for my coaching session, and he fills it out. And then today he sends me an email just now, and it had me cracking up because he goes, you know what? I watched a couple of your videos, and I signed up for a coaching session, and I filled out that form. But then after I filled out the form, I watched more of your videos, and I realized something. I realized you're a no nonsense kind of guy and that I rushed through those questions. And I don't want to do that. I want to do better and give you a better impression of me and what I'm about. And it's so refreshing to get that kind of email. I called him right away and I was like, man, like, we are going to get along great. I'm going to like feel awesome having you as a mentee and working with you because you get it, right? It's about having standards for your life. The reason I'm successful. Are we back live? Someone comment if we're back live. Someone called me and interrupted the feed. Are we still live? Say yes, say no if we're live. Someone comment. Someone comment right now. We may not be live. Let's see. Okay, we are live. Okay, we're back. All right. That's the joy of live. People can call in on your phone. So anyway, like I was saying, so it was like so great to hear and refreshing for me. And I was like, oh, we're gonna get along great because you have standards for yourself. And the reason that I'm so successful is because I have super high standards. I am never satisfied with anything I do. And people ask me all the time, like, how long does it take to get as good at studying as you are? Like, when I go out to do these events, people are like, oh my gosh, I could never do what you just talked about. Like, you make it seem easy. And I try to explain to people, it's all about a gradient, right? Like, even now, I'm an expert studier, like amazing, amazing studier. But every day I studying because I can get even better. And that's because I have such high standards that I want to be the absolute best studier in the world without question forever. And to do that, I have to maintain that standard of excellence. And it's like, I don't even go there, but it's just, you have to really, really want to be great to be great. And it starts with the mentality of not accepting anything less of yourself than 100% productivity, 100% greatness. And I don't know what it is with you guys, but some of you guys have piss poor standards. Piss poor. You send awful emails. The grammar's terrible. There's no salutation. All this stuff. Your grades. Like I get emails all the time. Oh, you know what? My grades are bad, but it's only because I didn't know I want to go to medical school until just right now. It's my 4th year, and so now I want to improve my grades. And I can get that, but at the same time, why do you need medical schools to set artificial standards for you? Why don't you have a higher standard for yourself of giving 100% in everything you do? Why does it now take, oh, I want to be a doctor, so now I should give 100% in my academics? So that's my little rant for the morning is just, I get acceptance and everybody's a champion in their heart, right? We have participation awards. But I'm like, I don't know, I have a kid, and if anybody tried to give him a participation award, I would slap him in the face. I would toss that thing in the garbage. Because it's like, be great. Why reward mediocrity? He was on the team, he was here, great. Make him strive, right? If one person gets the trophy, he doesn't get the trophy. Yes, it'll sting a little bit in his heart. But it'll drive home the point and the principle that in life, nobody gives you anything. Everybody expects you to rise to the level. And I get into this discussion a lot because I work with a lot of disadvantaged students. And they're like, yeah, you're like me, you're disadvantaged, we're disadvantaged together. And I'm like, yeah, I was disadvantaged, but I turned my disadvantage into advantage and I excelled. And that's what medical schools are looking for. Are you a person who's going to be great? Or are you going to accept your mediocrity and say, yeah, I'm good for where I came from. I'm good for what my family's done. Or are you going to say, you know what, I'm going to raise that bar and take my family to a whole nother level. And this is going to spin off now, but a great talk that my dad had with me when I was a kid was he was explaining that every generation should be better than the previous generation. And I won't get into my whole family's life story, but essentially, very poor background, and every generation's kind of steadily gotten better from South Central to Orange County to now being a doctor. And he was saying that that's the way you raise your family up. And if you guys want to raise your family up, right, for some of you guys out there whose families aren't doing so well, where money is tight, where there are a few opportunities, by being great yourself, that's how you raise your family up and create opportunities for them to be great. Does that make sense? If that makes sense to you, give me a yes, give me a like, give me something so I know what's up, so people are hearing this message coming through. I'm not talking to myself right now. Okay? Be great, seek greatness. Now, to a couple of you guys' questions, since it's Saturday morning, you guys got on here, I appreciate it. Someone asked me on the other live feed, what happened to the other live feed? Well, I was streaming live from the hospital, and apparently the hospital has security about streaming. And so I had reached all the data streaming capabilities for that day. I don't know. But I guess 40 minutes is the cap on how long I'm allowed to stream live at the hospital. So future note, I'm sorry about that abrupt end to the last session. So Mike Brown, what are your thoughts about black males having a better chance at being accepted into medical school? Well, Mike Brown, what do you think about that, right? That's what they tell you. Oh, if you're a black male, you're going to get in. Oh, if you're a black female. Oh, if you're a Hispanic female, if you're going to get in. Are you? What do the stats say? That there are less black males admitted to medical school by percentage today than there were back in 1960s. So my question to you is it easier to get into medical school as a black male? Absolutely not. Why? Because you come from, more than likely, a disadvantaged background where your educational foundation was worse. You don't have the financial support that other students have, and you don't have the opportunities for connections and extracurriculars that other people have. So is it easier to get into medical school as a black male? Absolutely not. However, if you're a black male and you manage to succeed, then people will be in favor of you and be supportive of you because they'll be in awe of how far you've come and how much you've overcome in your journey to be great. So is it easier to be a black male and get into medical school? Absolutely not. I know plenty of black males who are not in medical school, who thought that, oh yeah, it's going to help me out. I'm going to check that box. Black male, disadvantaged, underrepresented. No, they don't care. They don't care. Okay? We won't even go there, but they don't care. All right, D. Thomas, good morning. Thanks for being such an inspiration on my journey to nursing school and PA school. No problem, D. Thomas. Good luck. Continue your journey. I'm glad that I am being an inspiration to you, and that's what I'm trying to strive to be, guys, is for you guys, is you guys understand that I am you guys, that it is doable. I'm not saying that I'm some amazing whatever. I am what I am because I did what I did and I do what I do, right? So I work hard and it all fruits out for me in what I've become. So that's what I'm trying to stress with you guys. So Robin, I think, yeah, that was your question I saw earlier. What happened? I hit the stream limit and it cut me off. The hospital fired me, basically. The security said, no, you cannot stream anymore. Grace Harris, wow, can we ask questions here? Wow, I really like your videos. And this time period is crunch time for me. And I would love your advice. Oh, wait. Grace cancel. Wait. I don't know what I just did. In case you guys don't know, I'm terribly tech not savvy. Oh, I accidentally deleted your message, Grace. Can you repost your question, Grace? I'm sorry about that. Yes, yes, yes. All you guys are back. Yes, we are. Okay, Paul. I'm enrolled at Fordham University for pre-medical and Harvard University for bioinformatics research. Nice job, Paul. You agree with me? Yes, good. Standards. Brett, good stuff. Grace, beautifully said. D. Thomas, yes, that makes perfect sense. Is it better to go to a postback at a prestigious school, specifically CSU versus UC? Daniel, that's an interesting question. I think there's a lot of factors when you weigh out doing a postback, and I actually just did a coaching session where we were talking about postbacks with a student, and there's a whole bunch of factors. And I think when you go into a postback program, it's just like going to a medical school. You don't necessarily want to pick the most prestigious medical school. You don't want to pick the most prestigious college. You want to pick a school that's going to have whatever it is you need to be successful. That's super important. So if you don't have money, it would probably be important to go to a college that's going to give you lots of money to attend. That way you don't have to be stressing about money and you could be focusing on your classes. Right? If you want a person who's going to want to be interested in research and doing MD, PhD, it's important to go to a university that has research opportunities. So in terms of picking a postback program, think about what you are lacking as a medical school candidate that's causing you to go to a postback. Likely you're missing grades, but the percentage, right, and the proportions and the stats show that if you're lacking in the grades department, odds are you're lacking in extracurriculars in some way, right? You're a person who doesn't take care fully of their business. And I'm not slighting you, I'm just telling you like it is, right? You go to a postback because you weren't as prepared as you should have been in the classroom, and often that trickles over to the rest of your life. And so when you pick a postback program, you want to pick a program that has what you need to fill your gaps. So if you're a person who has not done research, go to a postback program that has research connections and research built into the program and opportunities for you to do that. If you're a person who has no volunteering, go to a postback program that has lots of volunteer opportunities and builds it in for you. If you're a person who's really worried about your MCAT, then go to a place that has great MCAT prep and will give you adequate time to prepare for your MCAT. They're not going to rush you and make you take it when you're not ready. So that's what I would say about postback. Prestige really doesn't matter. Go to a place, make sure they have what you need. And another thing to think about with postbacks is always a great question to ask is what linkages they have to medical schools and what percentage of students actually go into those linkages, because that's a big missing stat, right? It's like the Caribbean schools that I knock on all the time. You can say, oh, we match 90-something% of our students. Well, great. But how many matched the first time? One. How many had to enter the scramble to get to the match, which means they didn't match to their top like 10 choices and they had to go wherever someone would take them? How many people matched into the specialty they wanted? And how many people actually left the Caribbean school? And I've been getting lots of emails, and I appreciate it. People who've gone to Caribbean schools, either been kicked out or left or all that kind of stuff because it didn't fit them. And so it's the same way with postback programs. You want to make sure they have good linkages to get you into a medical school. Thank you for the question. Irvin in Miami, love the content. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Chris McDonald, but we always hear about how we blacks are oppressing non-blacks in admissions of all kinds. We blacks are oppressing. Yeah, that's the rhetoric, is that right? Is that all the black people, all the dark people are taking spots in medical school? That is not the case, guys. It's just simply not. I mean, the numbers are dropping every year of minorities in medical school. It's just the case. So if you want to be in medical school, the biggest criteria is be a good student, be great. Simply. Explain your nutrition for medical school. I think students are not eating properly for the energy requirements. That's a whole video I could do, but you got to eat right. And I actually go into this in my study courses. People sabotage themselves by not sleeping and not eating properly, and that has a huge detriment to them. So that's a whole nother video. Maybe we can do another time. I work as a transport at the hospital. I'm going back to school for EMT and firefighter and will become an emergency doctor. Nice. Emergency room is always good. Mohammed, hello. Casey, was taking 3 years off during getting my bachelor's when I had children, going to affect my chance of getting into medical school. I heard having life experience is what schools look for. So Casey, I think you actually asked a question about kids in medical school in the comment section of one of my other videos. If that's you, I think that's you. I'm going to do a video on that. So I'll leave this whole thing of kids affecting your ability to get into medical school. Long and short of it is that kids don't affect your ability to get into medical school. They actually can't judge you off of that. But I wouldn't play it up in your application. So Grace, I'll answer your question. I'm actually a post-bac program now for academic enhancement. I would love to say how my journey led me to this program, but I need your advice. Sure. Send me an email. Brian, I'm a Marine vet in a community college applying to Columbia University. I'm doing a lot of schoolwork, majoring in physics. I don't have much time to volunteer or research. Is this a bad thing? It is, right? Because you figure the people you're applying against are going to have time to do volunteering, to do research, do extracurriculars. You can have a super high GPA if you have no extracurriculars of merit. If you have nothing to put in that experience section, people aren't going to accept you because you're one dimensional. And it's a big trap people fall into. Don't be one dimensional. Don't have just strong grades, nothing else. Don't have great extracurriculars and terrible grades. Be a well-rounded candidate. That's what schools are looking for. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice here. I just wish I could have a conversation with you for better guidance. My MCAT is June 29th, and I just want to tell you what I'm doing so I can have the best advice. Well, Grace, you're in luck. After this video, when I finish this up, I'll post in the description of this video a link to a free MCAT webinar I'm having next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's limited to 200 people, so you're going to want to sign up now. The link is already on my Facebook page, so you can sign up there right after this, but you can register and go check out that webinar. We're going to talk about some excellent stuff for how you can dominate the MCAT without an expensive prep class. Absolutely free. Register on my Facebook or in the comment box at the end of this video. Can we please send you emails? And if so, what is your email address? So Robin, that's a good question, bad question. So my email address is listed all over my website, all over my YouTube videos. If you go to the comments box, you can always send me an email. My email address is andre@premedproductivity.com. Andre@premedproductivity.com. You can also go onto my website. I have a web form you can fill out, click that, and contact me that way as well. If you are sending me emails, I have to do a disclaimer. It's busy season for me right now in coaching sessions and doing speaking things and all kind of stuff. So I am about, let me think. I am about a month and a half-ish behind in emails because I get tons of them every day, and I actually take time to make sure I give you guys real responses to your questions. So it does take me time to get back to you, but you will get a response as soon as I can. So yes, you can email me. Princess D, I'm drafting my experiences and personal statement early. Any chance you could review them? If not, that's cool too. Princess D, I wish I could. I actually cannot. I do that for students all the time in terms of coaching sessions, but I actually am full with my coaching sessions. I only do 50 a year, and I've hit my capacity. If you go on my website, you can sign up for a wait list, but it's not going to be in time for your personal statement for this year. But there's a wait list that you can get on it. I take it first come, first serve to get in and use my coaching. But right now, I like to make sure that I give students sign up with me like opportunities to interact with me and get the guidance they need. So I don't want to have 1,000 people I'm working with. So I cap it at 50. But there's a wait list on my website. But I cannot, I'm sorry, review any personal statements or anything, things like that, because I'm already doing that for all my students. But I am releasing a personal statement, a guide to the perfect personal statement course on my website that's coming at you at the end of the month. So check that out if you want some more guidance on your perfect personal statement. It'll walk you through the exact structure medical schools are looking for and some key do's and don'ts of the personal statement. Pretty sick. So Casey, yeah, that was you that asked that. I will do the video. Don't worry about it. Harpreet, and we're going to cut this off. We're at 15:25. A couple more questions. Can you ask a letter of recommendation as a freshman? He's a biology professor and won't have him. Absolutely. If you're going to get a letter of recommendation from a professor, you should get it early on in your career, right when you're fresh in their mind. So if you finish a class, you like the professor, you feel like you guys have a good relationship, ask for the letter of recommendation right then, right there. Tell them they can store it either in their like filing cabinet or whatever, like they can keep it, or you'll hold on to it for them, or give them a third party like your advisor they can give it to and save it for you for medical school. But you want it while you're fresh in their head. Okay. You're welcome, Brian. Mike Brown, what is a good number of hours have for shadowing and volunteering? The number of hours for any activity don't matter. What matters is your impact in terms of being able to get a strong letter of recommendation, being able to say something meaningful about it, and just having a good sense of the number of hours, right? If you did something one weekend, that's not going to be something that they're going to want to talk to you about. What makes a good personal statement? Does it make or break your chances for acceptance? Personal statement absolutely can make or break your chances. They won't even get to your personal statement if your grades and MCAT and stuff aren't strong. But that personal statement can be the difference between getting an interview and not getting an interview. So I would definitely spend quality time on that. Like I said, I'm going to release that personal statement course coming up in a couple weeks. Check that out. It'll be good stuff. Robin, you're going to UMBC. Outstanding. For you guys who don't know what that is, I'm going to be at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County next Saturday doing 4 hours. So this is 17 minutes. I'm going to be doing 4 hours of high yield workshops. Guess how much it costs, guys? Guess. Free. So I've continued to reiterate on this channel, my mission is to bring you guys all this great information at a price that's affordable. That's my goal, is to bring you better resources than whatever else is out there at a price that is so cheap, like dirt cheap, to the floor, so that everyone can afford it. So I go out all the time. Check my events calendar on my website, premedproductivity.com. I'm out there all the time doing free and low cost events. So next Saturday, I'm at UMBC in Maryland, 4 hours, plus a medical student panel. That Monday, April 17th, I'm at University of California, San Diego, doing an interview workshop for 2 hours. Let's fast forward another 2 weeks. On April 29th, I'm at Cal State University, Long Beach. We're going to do 4 hours, guys, of study strategies. 4 hours. It's crazy. Okay? That event is only $10. Right? $10. 4 hours, $10 study strategies. Then on the 5th, I'm at Mount SAC, also in Southern California, doing a keynote there and also a workshop there. Then on the 13th, I'm at University of California, Irvine, doing a 4-hour workshop that will be application support and study strategy. So how to make your application amazing. So check out my website. I'm actually going to start updating even more, but I have tons of events coming up, and these, like I said, are either free or they all cost less than $20 to get in. And I've never had someone come out to an event and say, oh, you know what, I wish I wouldn't have paid that $20 to get all this information. So check those out if you guys want more stuff. How can I perfect my studying? Irvin, you've actually emailed me, and I saw your email. I'm going to email you back a response. Actually, Irvin, email me right now, and then I'm going to get back to you. I got something for you. D, I'm Canadian in California. Yeah. Yeah. Irvin, you are who I think you are. Yeah. So I'm going to give you actually free access to my 5-pillar study course coming at you today. So email me right now. D Thomas, I'm Canadian in California, I think. My goal is nursing school, then to NP/PA program. I'm almost finished the immigration process, so I'm studying anatomy and physiology. Awesome. Great job. I failed EMT last year, which discouraged me to even think about medical school. Do you have any advice for self-studying? How else I should prepare for school? So D, self-studying is all I do, right? So that's what I teach students how to do, both in the classroom with my 5 pillars course, then also my upcoming MCAT course, and that's what we'll talk about next week in the MCAT webinar, is all about how you get a perfect score, a great score on the MCAT without taking a expensive prep class, just studying yourself. So it's absolutely possible to study yourself. You got to do it. Princess D, okay, thank you. Appreciate your value, the quality you give students. Thank you, Princess D. I appreciate that. Terry Whitman, I still have a personal question. Do you find it hard to have a family and be an MD? So Terry, that's the same question that Casey asked, and I'm going to address that in a whole separate video because that's a very complicated issue. But the long and short of it is very difficult to be a physician and have kids and have balance. But if you want it, you'll find a way. So Casey, is your coaching free or do you charge? Casey, I charge for my coaching, absolutely. My time is extremely limited, so I have to charge in order to have a funnel for students that I work with. And also, that money helps me fund and do things like this and have my website where I provide great resources for students. So I do charge for my coaching services. Grace Harris. Oh, but also my coaching sessions are still cheaper than anything you find out there, and they're way better. So Grace Harris, okay, so since you won't see my email right now, I'll tell you what's going on. So Grace, email me. I'll look at it today. Caitlin, I'm determined to make chemistry my strength. I enjoyed chem in high school, but didn't do well because I didn't know what kind of learner I was. I want to major in chemistry in college. Any advice? Actually, I went into college as a chemistry. This is my advice. I went into college as a chemistry major. I changed even before the the year started because I found out as a chemistry major you have to take all this high level math that you don't have to take if you're a biology major. So I actually switched from chemistry to biochemistry to avoid all that high level math. So what I would say about chemistry is make sure that you really love like crazy calculus type math, or I wouldn't major in chemistry. So that's what I would say. I did biochemistry. I got lots of chemistry experience. Nurse practitioner is a good field. I agree. Brian, when are you going to NYC? So, Brian, I'm in talks right now with Columbia to come out to NYC. I can't remember the exact month, but we're going to be out there in the fall, probably, out in New York, doing an event. So keep an eye out for that. Hanaya, we'll see you in Cali. Thanks for all you do. I have a job clinical research right now. I'm going to medical school. Can you give a brief explanation of MD PhD admissions? That's a long explanation, but I can do a video on MD PhD. Not an issue. New Jersey, you know what? So this is the thing, guys. If you guys want me to come out to your area, I like I said, I come out to areas and I do free events for students all the time. If you guys want to have me out at your school in your area, all you got to do is contact me and then help kind of organize it to get me going out there because I don't have the time to organize these things. But if you guys want to put them together, I'm willing to come out and share with the students and get back, to you guys. So if you guys want to have me out at your school or your area, start organizing it. Hit me up. Let me know you guys want to have me out for an event and we can start setting some stuff up. Truth Infinite. What advice would you give for someone who is weak in math but wants to go to medical school? Math is not required for medical school. It's only required for certain particular specialties like anesthesia, and also it's required for your MCAT. So I would advise that you become a good student and then do that. So Brant, what up? Guys, I know Brant because Brant's in my course. He's also one of my coaching students. So I just separated from the military 3 months ago after 12 years. I'm doing community college to finish prereqs and work full time, so time is limited to volunteer and research. Does my military experience count? Brant will talk about that, but absolutely your military experience counts. And I think I actually, in the last video I did, I think on, was it Thursday, I actually addressed that when I'm doing the live Q&A. I believe I addressed that question, but we'll talk more in your coaching session here coming up. So, but thanks for getting on here this morning. Brett, we would love to have you down south. Brett, set it up. Send me an email. Terry's got on the video, just got out of class. Like it. How did you change your studying in med school from undergrad? I didn't change my studying at all from medical school to undergrad. I made slight tweaks and adjustments and used different tools from my toolbox. But the same system that I used in undergrad, it's the same system I used in medical school, it's the same system I use in residency for my board exams. And that system I will teach you. It's the 5 pillars of studying less and getting better grades. It's a course on my website. It's my signature course. It's off the hook. Check it out. Why should he offer his services for free? He's actually underpricing his services. Thank you, Chris. I agree. I'm underpricing my services. I agree with you. Are you ever going to make the Dallas area? Actually, Terry, I'm coming to Texas in the, I think, Austin area. November 2017. So this upcoming November, I'll be in Texas in the Austin area. If you know, there's a big college out there. I don't know what it's called. I'll be out there in Austin in November 2017. So see you there. Be on the lookout for that announcement. Man, I said I was going to cut this off, and now so we're gonna So I'm going to cut this off at 30 minutes. That's the cutoff. I'm glad you guys are liking this though, but we can cut it off at 30. Advice for premeds with social anxiety. So basic book nerd, I am with you. I am a very anxious person, despite how calm and confident I seem on these videos. I was extremely anxious, and actually I go into how you kind of overcome social anxiety and anxiety of speaking to people in my interview course when I talk about interview anxiety, because that's really where it springs from. And so it's absolutely achievable and doable. Look at me, I'm streaming to strangers on the internet right now. So absolutely 100% you can overcome social anxiety. It's something you can do, but it's something you have to actually work for and get done. Jace, how can I perfect my studying with science classes in college? Like I said, guys, I've got amazing study resources on my website. It's not enough time to do it in a YouTube video. And I talked about having standards. Everyone thinks that they're going to watch 1 billion YouTube videos and become an expert studier. That's not accurate, because everyone has access to these YouTube videos and everyone is putting out these 5-minute spiels, right? I go out and do 4-hour study strategy workshops
And people still want more at the end of 4 hours. So there's a lot to know about studying, and there's no possible way. If someone tells you, and this is important, if someone tells you, hey, listen, spend 10 minutes with me and I'm going to make you a straight A student, they're lying to you. Do you know how complicated being a studier is? Not only in understanding the tactics, but then being able to apply them in your particular set of skills and how you study and what you do. So it's very complicated, very in depth. That's why my study course is over 8 hours, and I still add more content. We have free webinars that I do with the students in the study class to give them even more stuff about studying. So it's not something you're going to learn in 5 minutes on a YouTube video. So you can learn little tidbits that might help you a little bit. But if you really want to make over your studying and become a great studier, I would suggest you enroll in one of my courses. Shameless plug. Anyone want to be MCAT accountability buddies? Sure. Princess D, someone answer her. MCAT study, that's really important to have accountability in your life. And actually, in the MCAT course, something I talk about is when you sign up for the MCAT, put everyone in your life on notice. So that way, everyone can be there to support you and hold you accountable. When they see you slacking off, talking about, oh, I'm going to go to this concert, they're like, no, get your butt in there and do MCAT. And they lock you in your bedroom. Brant, awesome, thanks. Yeah, looking forward to it. We're gonna meet up. Hanaya, how did you learn you were a self-studier, thinking about doing it for the MCAT? And I didn't learn I was a self-studier. I became a self-studier. No one is a self-studier, right? It's like saying, oh, how did you learn you were smart? No one's smart. Everyone develops a skill and an amount of knowledge. So what you have to do if you want to be a self-studier for the MCAT is to have a clear plan of how you're going to execute that. My new course, How to Study for the MCAT Without an Expensive Prep Class, does that for you. Check out the free webinar. I'm going to post a link in the bottom of this when we're done here. It's also on my Facebook page. Sign up now, guys. There's only 200 spots. I will not let you in if you're not in the first 200. It's not an option. I don't like late freights. I like people who get on the early bird train. So Terry said UT Austin, and I'll be there. Oh, yeah, I think that is a good school in Austin there. Yes, November 2017. Harpreet says, do more of these. These are really helpful. Are these? I'm glad you guys like these. If you guys think this is helpful, I want some more likes on this freaking thing right now. There's a bunch of you guys on here, and I only see 12 thumbs up. That's not acceptable right now. So I want to see some likes, or I'm going to cut this off right now. I'm going to threaten you guys. I want likes on this thing. So yeah, I will be doing more of these. So YouTube just now opened up the live streaming to me. So I don't know if it's just me or if it's everybody, but I'm appreciative because I actually like getting on here live. And I think live, that's why I like doing live workshops, because people can understand really, right, what expertise really is. It's easy, right? And you watch a lot of YouTube videos, and if you watch, people have like 50 cuts in their YouTube video, right? It's like they say one line and there's a cut. One line and a cut. And the reason they're doing that is because they don't know what they're talking about. So they have to go back and reference what they wrote down from when they went and copied from somebody's article on the internet. I can do live streaming and live workshops because I am an expert. I know this stuff backwards and forwards. You'll never catch me slipping. And I'm not saying I know everything, but if I don't know something, I can say, hey, listen, I don't know that. And then I'll go figure out what that answer is and talk to other experts who actually know that stuff. But think about that. When you watch YouTube videos, see how many splices and how many crazy effects they have in the video to distract you from the fact they don't know what's up. Man. You can tell I'm tired and I was up all night. I'm on cardiac anesthesia right now, and we had a double lung transplant come in last night, so I was up doing that all night, and the night before I was up doing a heart transplant, so I am like exhausted, like zero sleep right now, trying to come at you guys, so I apologize for this sleepy appearance I have. Any advice for super low GPA but high MCAT? Will the MCAT become the trump card? High MCAT can absolutely help you with a low GPA, but when you say super low GPA, it could be tough. So if you're super low, all the MCAT in the world is not going to help you for that real bad GPA. Vincent, I know you. Do medical schools stigmatize students with learning disabilities? Absolutely not. You can have learning disability and do totally just fine. I'll keep it anonymous, but I have a friend who actually just finished medical school, spent 7 years doing medical school because they needed disability accommodations to be able to take classes slower than other people. It's totally acceptable. It's all about, can you execute with patience? And he could. Can a person hold a full-time job in medical school? No, they cannot. So Williams, this is what I argue with students all the time. They argue about nickels and dollars, right, for preparing themselves for getting into medical school. You're going to have to take out loans for medical school if you don't have cash laying around. You cannot work full-time. It's too busy. So you're going to have all these loans. You're going to be broke anyway. So take the time now, take a couple extra dollars and invest it in yourself and getting better, because you're going to spend it all anyway in medical school. Brian, would I be better off changing my major from physics to biology? That way I can have more time to volunteer and do research. So it's all relative, right? So someone asked earlier about having a high GPA, not having time for extracurriculars. The people who get into medical school are well-rounded because they've learned to balance everything. It's all about time management and efficiency. Time management plus efficiency gives you what? Productivity. That's why I'm the pre-med productivity expert, because the truth about medical school is what it takes is you being able to maximize your time and get the most out of your time and energy to be great and be successful. So get productive. All right. And I said I was going to cut off at 30 minutes. Now we're at 32 minutes. This is absurd. All right, I've got to get off here because I've actually got to go finish. So my MCAT course is coming out next Saturday, and I have not even finished filming it yet. I'm supposed to be filming it right now, but I got that email, and it got me charged up to to get on here live. So I got to cut this off. I got to go film that MCAT course right now. So give me 1 second. Let me see here. Jade, thank you so much for all your advice. What is your best advice to excel as much as possible in medical school? Best advice is become a great studier, because studying trumps all, right? If you can learn things quickly, your life is that much easier. My mom is the opposite. She says I study too much. So I tell people, students, this all the time. Actually, I just had a coaching session. We're talking about MCAT studying, and the student was very frustrated. I study night and day and all this kind of stuff. It is possible to study too much, and this is one of the things I go to in my free course, From the Bottom of the Pack to Stanford Medical School in 21 Days, is that you are bred from an early age in education to have a completely backwards philosophy into what it takes to be successful academically. Saying, oh, I study all day, that's not something you should be bragging about. That means you're a super inefficient, ineffective studier. Oh, I study all day. That's terrible. You know what I tell people? Oh, I studied 10 hours a week in undergrad. That's something to brag about. Can you get Stanford level grades studying 10 hours a week? That's a braggadocious thing, right? Because that is being efficient. That's saying I can do more than everyone else who's spending all week in just 10 hours. And it all goes back to time management and effectively using your time. It's not magic. It's just saying, wait, how am I wasting my time and how can I better use my time? All right. All right, let me see. All right, Harpreet already signed up for the MCAT webinar. I like it. Steven, I'm pre-writing my application for the upcoming admission cycle. What should I say about getting an underage drinking ticket? Well, depending on how old you are, you actually don't have to admit that you have that on your application. It just depends on the year. So in the fine print there, it'll tell you how you've been charged of a crime in the last blank years. So you can weigh that out. But otherwise, I would just kind of leave it off there. You might have to check a box saying you've been charged with a crime, but I wouldn't mention it specifically. D, is your workshop at UC San Diego open to the public or only for current students? I'm in San Diego. I'd love to attend. So D, I'm sad to say that the event is actually a closed event. They had it open. It sold out in super quick time. So they closed it. So it's sold out, and there are no more admissions for that event on the 17th. Sorry. But I will be doing more events at UC San Diego. I'm actually in talks with the dean at the medical school to start doing some regular events at UC San Diego for free and low cost for students. So we'll be setting that up shortly in conjunction with the UC San Diego School of Medicine. So look out for that. Could you make a video on advice on medical school application? So guys, if you guys have questions on here and I'm saying I'll make a video on them, will you guys help me help you? Will you send me an email today and let me know specifically, like, hey, listen, I asked you to do a video on this, do a video on it. That way I have a list of these questions so I can do videos so everybody else can benefit from this and you can benefit from it. So Christopher, oh wow, this is funny. Okay, so Chris, how funny. So Christopher right now is commenting. Christopher is a student I was just talking about who sent me the email that had me cracking up about standards for the video. Were you a traditional student or non-traditional? So I'm non-traditional. I'm so non-traditional. And Christopher, I'm gonna call you right now. We've been playing phone tag since you emailed me, but I'll call you right now when I get off this video. That's why you haven't been able to get a hold of me. So when the video was ringing through earlier, that was Christopher calling me. So I'm gonna call you back right now, Christopher, after this. Harpreet, why did you choose your specialty? I chose anesthesia for a lot of reasons. I could do a whole video on that. I think I actually did. If I didn't, I'll do a video on it. Send me an email. What about a high GPA but a bad MCAT? Similar things. They kind of counteract each other. They balance each other. They're two sides of a balancing beam. So you want them both to be high, but one can kind of cancel out for the other one. I'm rushing through this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm losing my voice. I'm getting tired, and I still have to go film MCAT. So let me do one more. It's 3631. Let me find a good one on here. Let's see, like the best question ever. That's really like broad for people that'll benefit everybody on here. Okay. That's actually a good question, Chris. So will I offer, you know what, to do a whole course on financing? I actually did last year, and I'm thinking about turning that into a course. I did a 3-hour talk. It was a chalk talk at Cal State Long Beach about financing your college education and medical school. And so I think that might actually be interesting to put in a course for you guys to see on there. And who else would be interested in a course on how to finance your education? Let me know. Comment on here if you'd be interested in that. So Denise, send me that question in email. It's not a bad question, but it's kind of similar. It's about finding your fit, a school that fits you. So I'll do a video about learning disabilities. So send me an email, Vincent. You're welcome, Grace. I'll read your email. I'll get back to you. Yes, braggadocious. That's a real word. Joseph Jones, Dr. Pinesett, we appreciate everything you do for us. I'm looking at the SMP program at Midwestern University here in the Chicagoland area. What are your thoughts about SMP? That's a long video. So send me an email, Joseph, andre@premedproductivity.com, andre@premedproductivity.com. Send me an email, and I'll do a video about that. That's actually a good question, but it's too long for this. So D already answered that. Truth and Fame. I keep asking this question because I don't know where to go for the answer. What do you think of naturopathic med schools? There are only 5 in the USA, and NDSs are licensed. Yeah, so this is, again, a long video. Send me an email, and I'll answer this question, but there's a reason there's only 5 in the USA, if you know what I'm talking about. So we'll talk about that. Send me an email, and I'll put that into a video. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. You're welcome. Research is not required. I did a video on that. Check that out. So John Fisher Choir, that's, again, something I address in my studying courses about focusing on details versus big picture and conceptualizing. Yeah, video next week schools, I'll do it. Send me an email. So preferable residency program, gonna do well in medical school. That's all, again, a long video. Send me an email. I am out of here, guys. We're at, you guys, I said I was gonna cut off at 20 minutes. I said I was gonna cut off on 30 minutes. We're now at 40 freaking minutes. I'm so outraged at you guys right now. I'm angry. I am livid. No, I'm glad you guys appreciate these sessions. If you guys like these videos, please, please, please share them with your friends. Tell people about this channel. Tell them how there's this guy on here who's genuinely caring about students and who's always giving out excellent advice and provides tremendous value. And check out my courses. Like I said, I have a free course on my website, From the Bottom of the Pack. It's like an hour and a half of greatness. So please, guys, if you see a free event, come out. It's free. If you see a low price event, come out. Anything I offer you guys is going to be well over the value of what you guys get from it. I promise you. That's my guarantee to people, is that when you sign up for something with me, you're going to get way more than the value of it, because I believe in providing value to students, because I was a broke student. I know what it is to be broke as heck and wondering, what's going to happen. So thank you guys very much. Like I said, take a moment, comment in the comment section after this video, sign up for the webinar next Wednesday. It's absolutely free. So sign up for that. The link will be in the comment section of this. And take a second, guys, and just copy the share link for this video and put it into your social media and say, hey, guys, there's this guy. He's awesome. He's amazing. He provides real advice. Please check him out. And I would appreciate it if you guys would share that. It would make my day, so we can get rid of all these fake people on the internet, and we can start bringing realness and getting you guys real advice and getting you guys into medical school. So have an excellent day. And now you guys have ruined my voice. So when you guys buy this MCAT course, And the last part of the MCAT course, I sound very hoarse and scratchy. You'll know why. It's because of this video. So, all right, have an excellent day, guys. Have a great day. And as always, you guys can reach out to me. And like I said, if I didn't get to your video, comment today, your question today, please send me an email. I'll do a video about it. It does take time to do all this stuff, if you guys imagine. This stuff is not easier. These live videos are easier for me because it doesn't require any setup. I can be anywhere and do these videos. But my schedule's busy, and it's application season, so I'm reviewing applications and doing coaching sessions like mad. But like I said, I'm here for you guys, so I'm really thankful, and I'm appreciative that you guys are enjoying this, and that you guys hopped on here on your Saturday morning to talk live with me. So thank you guys very much, and when should I go live again? So, someone asked me how to know when I'm going live. So if you are not already, you need to be following me on social media, Instagram at Dominate Premed, Facebook, it's also at Dominate Premed. I will make announcements when I'm going live on my social media in advance of when I'm going live. So check that out and be informed about that. So thank you guys very much. Jen, thank you. Yes, time and dedication. That's what it takes to get to medical school, and that's what it takes to help you guys out. So I'm here helping you guys out. Time and dedication. Have an excellent day. I am out.